Hi, I'm David Templeton. Welcome to a Strings Guide video presentation about building an artistically and commercially successful chamber ensemble. I'm joined today by the members of the Del Sol Quartet, violinist Kate Stenberg and Rick Shinozaki, violist Charlton Lee, and cellist Catherine Bates Williams. Today, we'll be discussing what advice this quartet, formed in 1992, has for amateur and pre-professional quartets in search of intensive workshops and other training programs. Now I'd like to talk about what advice you have based on your experiences for amateur and pre-professional quartets who are in search of intensive workshops or training programs. What's your experience with those kind of programs?
Gosh, they were some of the most amazing experiences I had in my youth. Really, it started off with a local music camp in my area, and when I was very young. But that just made me want to go away to all kinds of summer camps later on in college. I went to the Academy of the West in Santa Barbara, and then I later went to Tanglewood, which I think Catherine went there too. And gosh, there were some in Idaho and Banff. I think these are the most wonderful opportunities for musicians and artists alike to meet and talk about what they're doing and share their passion. And great performance opportunities, lots of new music to learn, composers to meet. I mean, I met a ton of composers in my summer music festivals. So those were some of the most memorable experiences for me.
I guess you're talking a little bit more about the pre-professional types of festivals.
Attending those Banff and stuff.
I'm probably the one in the group that has the most amateur experience, since I wasn't on a music track in college. And during that time, I think if you're in universities, a lot of, especially larger universities, have music programs where you can take classes. Possibly even chamber music classes, and be set up with other people to play with. You can always just go and find people and play with, and there's usually all kinds of networks there. And then I had the opportunity, because I was in sciences and working in a lab at Fermi Lab near Chicago, and it happened that one of the PhD collaborators was a wonderful cellist, and when he found out that I played violin, that he invited me to read quartets with him, and that went on a pretty regular basis whenever we had a chance. And it was from there that I began. Was practicing more. I started entertaining the idea about going back and studying music. At first, just because because I loved it and I wanted to really dive into it. And ultimately, that wound up taking me back to music school and on a professional track. So there's all kinds of networks here in the Bay Area. There's Chamber Musicians of Northern California, which is a large network for amateur chamber musicians, and they will often have workshops where they bring in professionals like us, and we'll coach them all day and give a short concert at the end. It's a lot of fun. You can always approach professionals in your area. I mean, amateur groups will often call me up and just ask me to come and give them a coaching. And I think that is another valuable way to take your playing to another level when you're not in music school and you're just playing as a hobby.